Right, go. Welcome to a Let's Try of SPRAWL Hero PC demo. There is no release date for the full game, no pricing or anything like that. SPRAWL Zero is a fast-paced shooter inspired by the golden age of 2000s FPS. Survive a brutal cyberpunk city collapsing under military rule and cult fanatism. That is... I don't know, fanaticism. Use your gravity gloves, augments and an arsenal of over 40 weapons to crush those who stand in your way. Tag this action FPS shooter bullet time first person. Right, so first here we can hear the kind of music that you're gonna be getting in this game. I did play the first game, SPRAWL, I think it was just called, right? Which had some interesting graphic and style for it, but ultimately I think I didn't really like... It felt like kind of like a mid thing for me, first one, right? Not any great, not anything bad, it was just like a interesting experience with some highs and some lows in it. I'm gonna be doing, obviously, playing this with the Steam Controller 2026. Use timestamp if you, for some reason, just do not want to hear me talking about maybe Steam Controller settings or checking out settings in the game, just gameplay. I highly recommend you peeking in at the settings yourself at least before you start playing, so you can know what you can and cannot change and maybe tweak something to maximize your gaming experience. So, with that said, let's go. Maybe I should start off by doing... Here you can see my Steam Controller configuration. On the back buttons I have jump and crouch on the right back buttons. And then I have sprint, toggle sprint, and I have toss my weapon, or yeah, I think it's toss your weapon on the left back buttons. We have normal ADS and firing on the left and right triggers. The bumpers are going to be, I don't remember exactly, some kind of abilities. The right bumper is, yeah, it's grabbing, it's your gravity glove. You can grab things and throw things with the right bumper. The left is, I believe, some kind of shield ability. I have, again, gyro on by touching the right trackpad. There's no weapon swapping, so I only have enabled that when I click on the right touchpad trackpad, I will then activate bullet time. Again, if you don't know, I'm only using like the horizontal swiping direction due to size and placement of the touchpad, and then I'm using gyro for vertical and just, you know, fine precision aiming. And then I'm using the joystick to move around with... You can see here everything is keyboard and mouse button. I feel that most times for FPS that is my preferred way to do it. I don't think I have tried... I guess we could try, if I get into the game, if it support mixed input. I guess I can try and just do this one. There we go. We can just try it as a joystick here, just for fun, to see what the game is going to do about it. And let me see the trackpad here. Oh right, I don't need a mode shift button here, so we can do this. It's supposed to be the F. Click, forward, F. Much better. We don't need anything else. Left trackpad, right, the left trackpad is just the vertical scroll wheel here. Here, vertical, swipe direct and vertical, and then I have set up my scroll wheel. It probably should have been scroll wheel down and scroll wheel up. For some reason here, I don't know, doesn't matter. Yeah. But if it scrolls in the wrong direction, I think it's just easiest to just go here and press invert swipe direction, and then it will, it will scroll in the direction you want to do it. But it probably is supposed to be scroll wheel down and scroll wheel up here. But other than that, I don't think there's anything more special about the Steam controller configuration. Settings. Right, so I turn down camera shake, weapon sway, and strafe tilt. So strafe tilt is when you move left and right, the view tilt, and obviously camera shaking from explosion or whatever. Weapon just moving around when you are moving. I think this is amazing. I love to turn this one off. Obviously this is, I'm gonna be guessing here, force feedback is just rumble or vibration that I don't have enabled anyway for my controller. The rest is just default thing here. There is different settings like difficulty that you can change when you're gaming. I'm going with formidable. Graphics here, you can see you have exclusive, window mode, and borderless. And full screen is actually full screen here, exclusive full screen. You have VSync on or off. You can also limit the frame rate if you want to do that up to 240, and you can change this in 10 FPS steps, right? So if we, oh, okay, you have finer control. All right, you have fully control if you want to do that. Since I have VSync on, I do not need it. Love that you can turn off the bloom. You can also tweak a little bit of the brightness and contrast here and the field of view if you want to do that. Great thing to be able to crank it up or something. Some people get motion sickness and if the field of view is too low, so really nice. You can turn on fog here. We can tweak post-processing. You can choose your type of anti-aliasing you want to have, or if you don't want to have any, you can go crisper. Anti-aliasing off. Lightning, shadows, world detail, texture quality, filtering, detail maps, turn off gore if you don't want that. This is a good overall setting. What I do think is a little bit unfortunate is that we do not have any, we don't really have any proper upscaling here. You can, here you can see, you can just you can use the built-in resolution scale of the engine. I don't know if this is Unity, Unreal Engine, or if it is, custom, I don't know. But DLSS would have been much more greater for Nvidia users and FSR for AMD users. XeSS, obviously for the smaller but still relevant, Intel users out there. But other than that, it is pretty damn good. But yeah, I would have loved to have DLSS and maybe even frame generation. This by default I'm running in 4K 120 Hz monitor here at the moment, right? By default is when I had resolution scale at 100% and everything maxed out here except for MSAA. MSAA is at 4 times. My RTX 5070 Ti did struggle to maintain 120 frames. That's why I have lowered this. 67% is, I think it is the same as DLSS quality. I think DLSS quality mode use 67%, but I probably could maybe lower it even more. I haven't tweaked it. Maybe I will try it when we get in game here just to see how low I can go before it really affects my gaming experience. Master volume, dialogue, blah blah blah. Lots of good setting here. I think it's nice that it starts at the master at 75%. We're not just trying to peak everything here. So if it is audio feels a bit low, you can just crank the master volume. So I think this is a nice thing that we should see more and more, and not just having the games just trying to be as massively loud they can. This is also really badass kind, I gotta say. This is like AAA games should definitely have this built in. So if you want to have, a bit more of a low frequency, you can boost. So the basic thing is many times you want to have more highs and more lows, right? So that would mean that if you turn down the mid here, it would then emphasize, the bass and the high frequency, the treble. It's kind of interesting that the equalizer is not like in a 50% here, but it makes sense actually. You might wonder why can I not just turn up the bass here? So if you only boost the bass, you can get clipping because you're going to, you're going over, like you have a limit to your audio levels, and you set everything to that limit when you master pretty much. So if you then start boosting afterwards, you're going to go over that limit and it's going to sound really bad. So this is the proper way to do it. You lower the one, so if you want to, only have mids, you like that mid punch. The best way is definitely to lower the high end bass. You don't get any clipping, you don't get any bad noise, and if the audio seems a little bit too quiet, you can crank the master volume down and stuff like that. But for users, often it is more natural if everything is like 50%, and then when you boost the bass, the game will automatically, step back on the kind of master volume. It's going to turn that one down for. Alright, move on. But it's a really cool feature. I want to just emphasize that because we don't see that in a lot of games. So you have your mouse sensitivity, you have your ADS sensitivity. I haven't even tried ADS the short time I tried to play. You can choose if you want to toggle or hold ADS, crouch the same, you want to hold it or toggle it. The sprint also, great, you can tweak that to your liking. You can invert here for your controller, change the response time, sensitivity, separate sensitivity for mouse and for controller, which is nice. You have aim assist if you need that. I just disable it just so it doesn't kick in accidentally. You can also remap stuff here, right? And if you are using, like I did now, the gamepad, you can then remap the gamepad binding, so which is really nice. But we can see here that this is kind of mid-ish when it comes to FPS games when we have inputs, which it's right up my alley. We don't have like 10 different weapons to swap between and a couple of grenades and then abilities. So fits this. I feel it fits pretty damn good with the controller in general here. So yeah, I think that's all of the nice settings. Really, this is really nothing to complain settings wise here. This is how every game should be. Like, except for, like, I can definitely see that, this is like a star thing, an extra little oomph. But other than that, stuff like this is what we need as a minimum. Again, DLSS and FSR and stuff like that is really great to have, but it's not a negative in that way. And you do have built-in scaling here. So DLSS would have been like another big star, but it's still, this is like what is bare minimum I feel should be for a PC game, settings wise. So really great job. Right, so I'm going to, if I do, oh, you have, okay, we have different profiles here. So let's do that one. We're gonna change our profile. I go with new game. We're gonna go with that.
This operation will purge the SPRAWL of all of our enemies. If that is really what you believe, Samuels, who am I to stop it? All in favor? As I expected, this council is now adjourned. Later, there is no room for failure. The assets must be removed from play before it all ends. Understood. My friend, the time has come. Let's see if you were right. Five, can you hear me? Good. My name is Lyda, your commanding officer for this operation. We're deploying you to a suspected rebel compound. Find a way inside.
Right, so this was a bit confusing for me first, right? So you cannot like do anything here, you can't hold to skip. So what you need to do is that the red dots, you have to click them to activate kinda the missions.
The Imago Dei captured an experimental augment that interfaces with your systems. Locate it.
Right. Yeah, so objective 1.
Their biometric signals faded hours ago. Find out what happened to our recon team. Penetrate the religious fanatic stronghold. Leave no survivors. Once primary targets are eliminated, proceed to the designated extraction point for recalibration.
Right, and now you can then enter the level here.
Memory is the phantom. Autonomy is the four. Enact the directive. Truth is the symbol. Hesitation is the death. Execute.
So story-wise, it feels like it's, you know, your kind of normal story thing. Nothing that is gonna be too crazy. Right, so the game does. Oh, let's see.
We lost contact with our recon team several hours ago. I'll display the last known location of their captain.
The game does support mixed input, but it does feel like it's stuttering. Let me change this real quickly to mouse and keyboard only. Yeah, let me try this. Yeah, okay, mixed input, there is some stuttering going on if you use mouse and keyboard and gamepad. So you're gonna have to pick your poison. So I gotta say, the first thing when I saw this was that the graphic didn't overly impress me, right? So I'm a little bit curious to see how low I can go with the graphic. I wonder how low I can go on the resolution scale. But first I want to see how it looks if I turn off this. How will this look? Oh, looks crispier. Might be nicer without anti-aliasing for a game like this. Let me try to see if I wish I could have. I wish that when we tweak graphics, we can see it in real time. But I wonder how low we can go with like the resolution. If we go 50% here, it's still you know, it's simple graphic. Still looks clean here. Upscaling to 4K. So 50% should be, I believe, 1080p, right? So for this game to run smoothly here, I might actually... Let me turn it up to 100% so maybe you guys can tell the difference. Hard for me to spot any difference, so I think I'm gonna use the 50% resolution scale actually. We can see here that the barbed wire there on the fence is definitely a little bit crisper here. Then if we go down to that the barbed wire is still crisp looking. But if you are playing games in 4K, definitely I think that downscaling, or upscaling more like it. Now we can see we are starting to miss a little bit of the barbed wire there. Still very playable in even 50% here. But yeah, playing in 4K, you probably just try upscaling it. Very good for 4K. This point. What happens if you turn on AA4? Will it? Yeah, I think that makes the barbed wire look worse here. So if you want to have anti-aliasing, you probably want to go around 70% of the, or at least 5. At least you probably want to go with off. I think it looks crisper without anti-aliasing. Yeah, you probably want to have resolution around 70. That's probably going to be like the sweet spot. So let's go to, how does 60 look here? Yeah, the fences are definitely pretty good now, but let's just go with 6. Again, I think 7 is DLSS quality mode. But this is obviously not DLSS. Yeah, now it looks perfectly good. So I'm gonna go with 70% so I don't get stuttering, because there were some problems trying to run this game in 4K 100% native resolution scale. You can see the performance here with my RTX 5070 Ti and my Ryzen 9700X. It's using not that much CPU, maybe 2-3 cores, and we have 50% so far of the CPU here. Nice dodge. You have some lore that you can read here. Right, so this is using your gravity gloves to kind of let me just a tiny bit. There we go. You use your gravity gloves kind of like in Alex, Half-Life Alyx, the VR game, to grab things and to, toss things back. It's definitely kind of funny here, with the Steam controller here. The 4 back buttons are starting to feel kind of more and more natural to me. I don't have to think about, hitting the right buttons as much anymore. So the key thing to using both gyro and back buttons is to have a very lightweight grip. Like you see, I'm holding the controller here pretty much in the air with only the kind of palm of my hands. And that is kind of the same thing. The controller is just resting, not holding my, my fingers are resting on the back buttons. I'm not holding it by pressing on the back buttons. It's a very lightweight grip. That's how, for me, gyro and using back buttons work really well. Something that's going to take some practice if you're used to more squeezing the controller a little bit. But yeah, definitely I would recommend trying to just trying to have a bit of a lighter grip on your controller overall. Let's see. Okay, we have a gun. Press to fire. Press to throw your weapon.
These rebels are Imago Dei, religious fanatics. use extreme prejudice and wipe them all out. We're picking up a supply beacon. They looted something of ours. Find it.
Relic. Oh, okay, upgrade points. Right. So, yeah, I'm gonna be honest, you know, with you. The graphic is not something that, like, speaks to me that much. Is it, like, terrible or anything? No, but it's not something that, you know, if I... Again, I think Turbo Overkill had, you know, the kind of boomer retro graphics, but still looked kind of gorgeous. I'm not getting, like, that kind of gorgeous feeling. It looks alright. It looks like an older game, for sure. But this doesn't have, like, any specific crazy to me. But the big thing, obviously, is going to be... The big thing is definitely going to be the gameplay. And it does feel very snappy and nice to do play. I did see someone mention this in the Steam page for this demo, and I kinda agree. Why do we have an ADS? It seems weird. So also I need to do this. Sorry, I haven't used this before, so I need to... Is that going to be? Right, yeah, I want it to be the same. But yeah, it seems like, why do we have an ADS in a fast-paced game like this? It's not really that... not that necessary. I think we could have skipped the ADS, probably. I don't know if we can... I don't know if I could just play the game and not use ADS. Something, maybe it will be more... Maybe it will be more usable later on in the game, but yeah, I don't know. For me, when I started just trying this little demo... Go. Right, I do think that if you're using bullet time and kill enemies, I do think they drop like HP and stuff like that. Something I don't... I think I missed that. I did look at Brutal Slim's little... Oh, and a quick look at this game or demo, and yeah, okay, use bullet time to heal from enemy drops. Okay, I did definitely miss that little tutorial when I was playing. Right, so if you're low on HP, you need to like use bullet time and stuff and kill enemies to get your HP back. So there's no reloading in this game. So when you can see I have 50 bullets here. When those are used up, I need to, you know, toss my weapon, grab another, use something else. Which I first was a little bit like, I wonder how that's going to work out. But the gameplay loop kind of with the action has actually felt pretty damn fun. I gotta say, that is really something I was kind of curious about here. I think the music choice here is fitting with more of the kind of the techno oomph. But obviously, music is going to be very much a personal thing, whatever, if you like it or not. I'm also not sure about this, having this sprint here, but I'm sure it's going to be being fine. Okay, reflections. Yeah, the gameplay loop is really actually feeling pretty damn nice here. Again, I was a little bit of skeptical, like, will this gameplay loop work? Yes. That's, you know, again, the graphics to me is nothing that I feel is like impressive. It definitely has an old school vibe to it and stuff like that, but the gameplay loop seems really interesting. And if you like fast-paced gameplay loop, I do feel that this might be right up your alley. Right, so obviously this kind of fast-paced, always swapping weapon is not going to be for everyone. That, you know, that's going to be very clear, I think, we can agree on. I'm trying to peek around a little bit for secret, but I've definitely been bad at it, I feel like. That's a friendly one, right? That is not. It's very, like, it felt very seamless. Might be a secret up there. So, right, it's nice to see that you have, like, you know, you have your buddies with you. I feel that they are in the way here. They look a little bit too similar to the enemy. Maybe that's just me. But to tell which one is which, a tiny bit confusing, like. Yeah, I would actually preferred if we did not have NPCs that like helps us, or that they have a much more like brighter, like super distinct that these are the good guys, so I know exactly what I'm supposed to be, you know, firing at. Right, so the normal difficulty, at least so far, definitely feels well balanced, I would say. I'm definitely not like doing any crazy good action job here, you know, just... But I'm not dying immediately here on the tutorial kind of level or anything like that. What the hell is this? A melee weapon? Pull the crate down. Alright. Oh, there we go. I could have destroyed that. Okay. Yeah, the destroyable walls could maybe have... It would maybe even fit the pacing of this game a little bit if they had just kind of like a yellow big tint over them. Because, you know, this definitely have all of the kind of gameplay going for it, that just be very fast paced in every single way, even though you have some exploration to find secrets. I think most of people are just gonna go, probably, maybe I'm wrong, more of like a ham approach. So I did see actually, again, Brutal Sim playing this, like doing like a quick little YouTube video, and he mentioned that he felt that, you know, you could be more tactical, a bit like laid back. Obviously, whoa. Okay, where is the guy going? Hello? There was one dude left. Right, there we go. No, I missed. Okay, this is... There is one guy left here. Yeah, he blended well in with the background.
Setting him up right now for exfil.
Oh, 2 shots only. But yeah, you know, I think this is the way people are probably going to play it, more just going ham. Maybe I should try it just to see what happens if I kind of back off in a fight and see what's gonna happen then. But everything, the music, the gameplay, everything is just really feeling like, you know, the crazy speed running like an insane maniac version. But it's also a little interesting since you have some secrets. And like going for secrets is kind of... Like secrets are fun, right? But they also are going to be stopping... secrets, you know, are also... If you're secret hunting like this, it's slowing down the pace a little bit. So it's kind of like... Secrets are cool. But they are, again, they are taking you a little bit out of that kind of like... Just a ham... crazy feeling of going insane, just running for combat to combat and smashing your way through levels. What? Huh. Die. Can't break through. Can I break this? No? Oh, we can just do this maybe. Yeah. Little bit of a scary thing there, right? Right, so you have a lore if you want to read that. Oh, I'm not allowed to... Okay. Right, so that was the end of that level. Right, find a way out of the undergrade.
We need you back in action. The Imago Dei have covertly seized a critical train yard logistics hub ahead. Take it back. Sever their supply lines by destroying the train tracks. Crippling this network will starve their forces in SPRAWL. Rebel air support is disrupting our operations. Make your way to the facility in order to recover another augment to your systems. This will allow you to fight back.
Okay, I think I did see Brutal Sim getting this ability. I have not played this far in the demo or anything. I just played halfway through maybe the first level there. I think we can probably remove the performance thing here soon. In 4K, definitely.
Your diagnostic readings are Acceptable. You need to proceed. Rebel air support is disrupting our ability to engage priority targets. There is an experimental upgrade for your systems at an abandoned corporate facility in this area. You must locate it.
Right. So again, in 4K.
Hesitation is the
Come
death.
on.
Execute.
Yeah, in 4K again, with no upscaling. I did have some, you know, frame rate drops and stuttering. But you know, lowering it to 70%, the rendering scale, it looks really crispy and great. And now the, you know, performance definitely has been not a problem. It has definitely felt really smooth to me here, and it is kinda, it's both heavy and not, right? Because with some upscaling here, you know, my GPU utilization is pretty low. It runs really nice. It looks old school, right? And the VRAM usage, you know, in 4K here, but with a bit of upscaling, we're not even hitting 6 gigabytes of VRAM here. System memory is still pretty low and everything. CPU uses nothing too crazy, so it is definitely is a game that both runs good and bad at the same time. There's probably definitely some optimizations that can be done, or at least, you know, it would be nice if we can't press escape to go out. There we go. Or maybe at least add maybe some, you know, higher quality upscaling like the DLSs and stuff like that. Yeah, I did definitely see, you know, a couple of others having some performance problems, right? This is our other ability. Okay, we have a shield. Press Q to act. Right, so I do believe that both the bullet time and the shield, right, when you use them and kill enemies, they drop HP, and you have to kind of pick your poison during your playstyle or what the situation is, right? I think they use kind of the same energy bar. I'm sure this is a tutorial, yeah. Oh, so that is a toggle. I wonder why the shield is a toggle. Huh. Interesting.
The installation is beyond a train yard that we believe has been covertly seized by AMD forces. This is a perfect opportunity to infiltrate, gather intel, and disrupt their operation. Make your way there.
Right, so we can try to take a more of a tactical stance here. How is that going to work? But that's cool, you can grab... I accidentally did that, grabbed the grenade. Oh, you can't sprint and hold stuff. So yeah, I'm a little bit curious, why is the shield the toggle? Can you change that? No. I don't feel I want to use ADS also. It seems like when I'm using ADS, my gun model, the FOV, and the thing just the size of the gun is just going to cover the screen in a bad way for me. I might want to try something. I don't know if it's going to be good or bad, but I might want to use the Steam controller input mapping to make the shield a hold action. I'm guessing they want it to be toggle just because, you know, give you more just freedom to move around. But how do I get up here? There we go. Let me quickly showcase this, right? So if you want to take an a toggle action and you want to make it a hold action, what you can do is so what we do here is we add, I like to use extra command. That's probably the best way to do it, the extra command here. And what I do here is I do, when I start pressing it, it will then activate the toggle key. And then we do the second command, which is the same. We do release press. That means that when I release the button, it will press the key again. And what I do like to do for safety is I like to add a tiny bit of a delay, because sometimes if it like happens too fast, it can lock you up a little bit. So I like to add, you know, you can probably add all the way up to 100 ms of delay, but 50 is probably good enough. You know? Now my shield should be just a hold action. I'm a bit curious why it is a toggle action. It could be that we are going to get another ability that uses the same shield button, but if you hold it, it's going to be a different thing happening. I don't know, but it could be that. Don't jump down this, and that could be a problem for me, obviously, because then I have to relearn my muscle memory from holding to toggle again. But just for a quick try here, I want to check this one out, the shield with yeah, I really like that as a... I do really like the shield that with just a normal hold action over toggle. So hopefully that, hopefully you don't get another another hold action on the shield. Where am I supposed to be going? This art style again is confusing me sometimes to where I'm supposed to be able to go. Oh wait, can I just... There we go. So the biggest thing is definitely I do really feel that this gameplay is kind of fresh in a way. Definitely really nice. Ooh, close call. I do think that me myself is more of like a bullet time guy. That's probably what I'm gonna be using more than more than the shield, but we'll see. Secret? Okay, so that's the way to go. Any extra down here? Probably not. Oh, you're stuck. Are you firing through the wall at me? He's firing through the wall at me. What the? I couldn't kill him. He was stuck, right? In the wall there. I didn't miss anything, right? He was... Hello? Hold what? Okay. Space. Right, so there's no manual checkpoints, only automatic, right? But I was right. He was stuck in the wall. I couldn't do anything. That's unfortunate. Right, pretty good checkpoint. Sure. Oops. Did not mean to do that. Yeah, maybe it's just me, but it doesn't feel like ADS is adding anything to the action in this game. I really think they would... Again, it's not a problem if I can just skip using the ADS, right?
This was once a derelict chemical processing plant. The Imago Dei have seemingly gotten it operational again. They are most likely distributing this unstable gas to their base of operations. This intel will help us pinpoint it.
Okay, we are at 1 hour. But yeah, I really don't feel that I want to use ADS. I think before the final release, I think they should patch out ADS, because then you can have one more button for just quickly activating the gravity glove or something else instead. Will be great for gamepad users for sure. But even on keyboard and mouse, I don't know. To me, it feels like ADS is not adding anything to the game here. Maybe you don't agree, you know? This is perfectly fine. Okay. I do feel myself getting like a little bit stuck, more than I would have liked. Okay, we can do that from this area. I'm about to die here again. I'm going ham. I'm loving it. Seems to be pretty decent checkpoint, so you know I'm not too like angry if I die. Seems like before major fights it has been a checkpoint so far. That's definitely not a checkpoint. Okay, those are the checkpoints. So they're pretty good checkpoints. Oh, okay. You do get HP back when you reach your checkpoints. Okay. Do we have any more left? Right. Haven't seen any like upgrade thing to use the points I've gotten so far. I'm gonna guess that comes later. Right, so you're supposed to go that way. This way. The movement is really good here. So yeah, I'm really, I think I can remove this a little bit late maybe. So we obviously have reached the 1 hour mark here for my Let's Try, but graphics not impressing me. Some of the enemy visibility not impressing me, right? My NPCs, I could do without them, or at least make them very clear color-wise that they are my friends. But the gameplay is just really grabbing me. Really, really grabbing me. And it plays really amazingly well here with the Steam controller, with the inputs and everything. I would like to know about these upgrade fragments. Like, I'm sure that's probably for the full game. But yeah, just the combat loop is really what's just... That is so fun. I'm a little bit questioning myself if I do want to have... Maybe I want to try that before... I don't know if there is like one or more fights left. Maybe I do want to have this one to be a hold button. So why I might want to have that is because it just... Sometimes I'm not in the action moment, I'm not 100% sure if the sprint toggle has been toggled off because I'm, you know, stopping a little bit. So sometimes my slide isn't happening, you know, consistently. And if I have a hold, whenever I want to slide, I'm just, you know, I just press sprint and then slide. So maybe hold will be nice. It also means that every time I want to evade an enemy, I just, you know, I press the sprint. And you can only sprint forward, right? Not sideways. But you can kind of slide a little bit diagonally. So let's try hold, see if that's going to be worse or the same or... So you can't really drop... If you pick up something and you want to drop it, what you can do is sprint, then you drop it. Yeah, I think maybe the hold, if I get used to it, will be better. And again, the shield, I don't think the shield is working as good for me. Right, you get HP back from the checkpoint, I like that. Yeah, I'm more of the slow-mo guy for sure.
resources throughout the sprawl. And open up a
Ooh, jeez. Yeah, again, I think it would be nicer for the pacing if the walls that I can kind of destroy and destroy or like, you know, do stuff like that with, if they were having the same kind of color as the HUD and maybe a bit of a shimmering, yeah, so I can just very quickly just, you know, do that, just rip something off, continue going. Instead of just having that kind of little crack around and then, you know, you have the interact HUD button. Again, maybe that is just me, but for the pacing, I think that would work better for me. Just very in your face, rip this off to progress. Yeah, definitely. I think the hole here is better when I get used to it. Yes, so I always know that I'm doing the slide. What? Okay. Ooh, there is also one thing here with the gameplay loop. So you have, I think it's this gun that is kind of semi-automatic. You have to, it does like 1, 2, 3, and then you have to press to fire again. It would be nicer if I could just hold down the fire button, especially for gyro. You know, when you press using the triggers here, you can maybe get a little bit of, you know, the kind of jitter thing. And it would just be a little bit more stable for me in the action here if the semi-automatic had like pa, and then maybe a pause, and then pa, you know, fire by itself, so I don't have to press the button again. Like this gun, yeah. I don't like that I have to keep pressing it. I gotta say, I'm just... Oof. Yeah, the gameplay loop here. Holy shit, it feels... I'm sure this isn't anything super new or anything, but the combination with just the quick grabbing weapons and that just, and combined with the bullet time here and you have the options for shield and stuff. Yes, the combat loop is just so good here. Oh wait, this is where we came from, right? Would have liked if I could have just maybe whooped underneath there. That's definitely a good enemy to use. Whew. Whew.
Proceed onto the tracks now, 5. Make it to the facility.
Enact the directive. Execute.
I'm gonna guess we just need to jump down or something. Oh. Wait. Did I go the wrong way around? Maybe. Huh. Okay, oh, we can just walk up here. Ooh, that's a lot of little...
Engage. I repeat, do not engage.
Right, no secret.
That rebel chopper has put the facility in lockdown. There's an alternate access point in the back. Get there now.
Wait, what? That way. Oh. I don't get stuck. Whew. I think this is the end of the demo. And it's a good chunk of a demo. It's going to be a boss? Is it going to be... Don't know.
Get up now.
Alright, yeah, okay. Perfect. Roll 0. Right. So graphic, it does look old school. I don't think the graphic speaks to me in like a great way. It's there, it doesn't bug me or anything, but it's nothing. Again, you can do retro graphic, but it feels like fresh and stuff like that. Like Turbo Overkill is a great example. Looks great and everything, just amazing, but it has retro look, right? This looks old school, but it's not something that really brings me like, oh, this is graphically really nice. And I would have liked more like DLSS, maybe some frame generation, just so lower end graphics card and PC computer laptops might have a bit of a more of a chance to run it. It does run pretty damn good. You know, again, I'm using 70% upscaling here, 70% resolution of the 4K, upscaling to 4K. I'm, you know, running here at 4K 120. I have had no stutters, but I did have stutters when I tried to run this at 4K 120 FPS with no upscaling going on, which when you look at the graphic, it's like, why is this so demanding? So there's definitely something that can be done in that apartment. But again, even at 50% resolution rate, which is like, I think like around 1080p, upscaling to 4K, it still looks really nice and really playable, and then the GPU utilization just really goes down by 50%. So I think the biggest thing here is that if you have a high resolution monitor or high refresh monitor, try turning down the render scale a little bit, and you're probably going to get a lot of performance there. And depending on how, like again, on a 4K monitor, resolution upscaling is going to be less of a problem. If you're running like a 1080p monitor, then it might be better to try to tweak the other graphical settings, right? But it's probably very possible to get a good experience graphic-wise. Audio-wise, it's again, it fits the vibe. It's not it's not like this is my music style that I'm really vibing to all the time. It fits that, you know, fits in, and it is personal preference if you like this type of music or not. I want to just backtrack a little bit to the graphic. I think one of the graphic problem here, it has this kind of old school grayish look to it, or brownish, and I think the enemies blend sometimes in too much into with the graphic there. I want the enemies to pop a little more, because this is super fast-paced game. Again, you could probably play it more, you know, relaxed back, trying to grab their grenades and toss them back and stuff like that. But I want them, because everything is inviting, a balls to the walls, go ham gaming experience that feels amazing. So I really want the enemies to pop more, and the NPC that was meet me, I really need them to be really maybe like bright blue, just again, so I 100% know what I'm focusing on, what I'm trying to dodge, what I'm trying to do. And the same again with the things that the walls that I can break open, right? Again, I would love if they had this kind of the yellow HUD tint bit glowing, so I just really super fast know that's the way I can rip apart for something. Secrets, you could have secret wall that does not have that, right? Then maybe just have a little bit of a crack and then the interaction button. And the same thing is for things that you could grab. I would love them if they maybe had a bit more of a highlight overall shimmer to them when you are aiming at them. It doesn't have to be all the time, but when you like aim at them or something like that. To really just push this really fast-paced gameplay loop, which is amazing. And you know, I'm just, you know, kind of at the moment like an average FPS guy here, and it just felt amazing with this. The speed here was not like, sometimes I felt like Doom Eternal, especially the Ancient guys. It just felt too messy with the speed, the swapping and everything, but here it felt like more fluid, more like I can handle it. I wanna be even better. It pushed me to wanna engage in the fights, and if I died, I didn't feel like it's wanna be like annoying. It, you know, feels like, okay, quickly, how can I tackle this in a different way? And it's a very well balanced middle difficulty area. I died 1 time, and I was close a couple of times, so you know, it's very like good normal difficulty here. And this is definitely the biggest strength in this game. It is the gameplay loop. You know, there is definitely people that think that I want to have guns, and I want to have 1 or a couple of guns, and I want to be able to reload them and love them. And that's perfectly fine. That's a personal preference thing that you are more than valid to have. But for me, this was just fun, because suddenly, you know, it didn't matter that I didn't know what gun I picked up. But as soon as I picked it up, and they were pretty distinct, so I knew if I picked up a shotgun that, oh, I have to get up in their face more. And if I had that kind of semi-automatic weapon, I knew that I probably should try to have a little bit of a medium, more farther away distance. And this is the biggest thing, right? That gun, make it automatic fire, because for gyro users that's going to be amazing. And just in general, just holding down that fire button, just aiming, will be, in my opinion, a smoother experience. And hopefully that, I don't think that's gonna happen, but it would be I love that quality of life thing. I could just hold that one button down and it will be pop up with me having to press to fire that. And again, I'm a bit curious about the shield. There's no option for toggle, or you know, it's just a toggle by default. You can't change this to be a hold button. Now I use the Steam input here, but I'm a little bit like on the fence. Will there be later on in the game where you will get a hold action on the shield for a different? If not, it would be great to in the option have that as an option, shield toggle, because I loved being able to just quickly hold down the shield button for that action. So that is definitely something that would be really cool. Maybe some people even would have liked, again, the ADS. I don't see any way that I want to use it. Maybe we will get like a sniper rifle, but what I'm thinking here actually would be if we had the option to have hold for bullet time, I could make the bullet time be on my left trigger, so I could just very quickly I want to have bullet time as a hold action, so I could just super quickly hold down the trigger, fire, and you know, get that super quick bullet time within the kind of gameplay loop. I think that would be much more fun than the ADS. I might want to try that when the full game comes out, or if I want to play more with the demo or something, because ADS seems like just you can yeet that out of the game. It really doesn't, in my opinion, doesn't add anything. But if it is an optional thing, that's perfectly fine, because some people are going to love ADS, and I don't mind that for them. But I'm very curious, so maybe I could do that, and I can then set. It would be nice to maybe have the option for bullet time to be toggleable or hold, because then I can just put bullet time on my left trigger instead. You know, I'm just running around. I want a super quick precision shot with the bullet time. I'm just press down, you know, I can just press down the left trigger, fire, let go of the left trigger, bullet time goes, you know, stops. That could be a really cool way for the gameplay loop for me. And I think this is the greatest thing. This gameplay loop, it triggers kind of these ideas in me, like how to make it, how to optimize it. And that was when I got in here to the second level here, halfway through it, like, I think I need to change sprint from hold to from toggle to hold, because that way I can just super quickly get in the action, and I can just do that kind of slide thing away out of danger into cover in a much more just precise way. Which just yeah, this is really, I love the gameplay loop. But again, there is the thing that just to optimize it. Highlight enemies, highlight NPCs, maybe even make the things you can grab even like some of the crates or stuff, maybe even more in your face when you aim at them, that you can grab them. And the walls for progression, make them the kind of yellow shimmered, so you just super quickly just can zoom by. And that brings me definitely to like the kind of thing I'm not sure about is the secrets. Secrets are nice. Secret for upgrades, and the upgrades might be really nice. I don't know. We haven't seen anyone here. But it's also, it's like, it's a kind of like, I'm not sure about it. I'm trying to decide. Going for secrets a little bit, it's not super crazy, it's nice, but every time I like stop in a room and like, is there a secret? It takes me out of that kind of just balls to the walls ham feeling. I'm in the craziness. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's like the secret doesn't really maybe enhance the game for me, but it doesn't really like take away. It's just like, okay, they are there. But I wonder how this game would have been played out without it. If you maybe had like Doom Eternal, or Doom 26, well, I guess Doom Eternal also. Maybe like there could have been like a scoring point from you know from the fights, from maybe how much damage you took, how often you use your abilities and stuff, and then giving you upgrade points in that way. And I don't know, because when I stop in a room like there could be a secret, I'm like, I would probably just go zooming forward. But yeah, try this one out if you like FPS game fast-paced, for sure. I would love to see someone just playing this in a very less aggressive, more tactical way, because again, you can grab their grenades they toss at you, fire them. You can use the kind of bullet time to kind of dodge in and out of cover. You can dash between covers and then use your shield. So there is a lot of options for you to stay back a little bit. So that would be interesting to see. But for me, it just felt like I gotta jump straight in the middle and see how crazy fast I can just take out as many as possible. This was a really fresh FPS, just fast-paced loop. It's a kind of like turbo overkill, right? You go into it, you're not sure what to expecting, and then it just clicks for you. And this, I felt it clicked for me. And you know, using all the back buttons here with the Steam controller, the gyro aiming, it just felt fluid, nice, great. So I recommend this one. Feel free to leave a like, a comment, follow, share back to this channel if you want to do that. That's gonna be it for today. So thanks for watching and have a great day, and bye for now.